Hello and good afternoon, classmates. I would like you to take a moment and imagine that you are a 5-year-old on the playground and you are trying to learn the monkey bars for the first time. You are excited to be trying something new, but all the other kids know how to play on the monkey bars, and they're laughing at you for not knowing how. What feelings come up when imagining this? Feeling left out and targeted for being different and other forms of bullying is something that might trigger an emotional response and lasting effects. Today, I'm here to persuade you that the long-term effects of bullying by other kids should be recognized as worse than those of child abuse. To fully understand this issue, we must look at the problem, investigate the cause, and finally, I will provide you with a unique solution. Let's jump into the problem. Children who are bullied by other children face a higher risk of developing depression and anxiety later in life. Therefore, the long-term effects of childhood bullying greatly affect the individual's quality of life into their adult life. According to a 2014 study from researchers at King's College London in the UK, the negative social, physical, and emotional effects of bullying are evident 40 years later. The study examined thousands of children whose parents reported bullying from ages 7 to 11, tracking their cognitive and social functions and comparing them to those of the kids who were not bullied. Researchers found that those who were bullied were more likely to have cognitive, social, and even physical problems later in life, such as lower educational levels, less social support, and reporting low satisfaction with their lives. When bullying occurs when a person is young, it affects their view of themselves and their relationships with others. As a result, they are likely to develop issues with depression and anxiety. Bullying causes a person to experience more stress and anxiety, which leads to depression, anxiety, and physical problems. According to the medical director for Los Angeles County Department of Children and Family Services, the stress from bullying can trickle into thyroid problems, elevated blood pressure, mood disorders, self-harming disorder, and eating disorders. This is an issue because children who are bullied and experience mental health issues can be confronted with suicidal thoughts. The long-term effects of bullying from other kids can result in a greater risk of suicide in someone's adult life. According to CNN, adolescents who are bullied by their peers actually suffer from worse long-term mental health effects than children who are maltreated by adults, based on a study published in The Lancet Psychiatry. The study found that children who were bullied were more likely to consider self-harm and suicide later in life, and that children who were abused were more likely to be bullied. Kids who are bullied are more negatively affected because the repetitive negative opinions of their peers are detrimental to their developing minds because the opinions of their peers hold value to their self-image. Because of the amount of time that children spend with their peers, they are not able to escape their bullies, and the stress of it all results in significant long-term mental health effects that leave people feeling helpless and to have thoughts of suicide. Now that we've discussed the problem, let's take a look at the cause. Cyberbullying, or online bullying, and the global internet creates more opportunities for bullying. Cyberbullying has made bullying more accessible and worsened the mental health of young adults. According to a report from the National Center of Education Statistics, 20% of students ages 12 to 18 reported being bullied in the 2016 to 2017 school year, a 3.5 increase from 2 years prior. 15% said that they were bullied online over text. Online bullying is increasing with the new technologies that is being provided to younger kids. Due to the increased activity on the internet at younger ages, kids now are exposed to way more criticism from their peers through social media platforms. The internet has made it easier to get away with bullying and talk badly about others because it can be anonymous and is rarely supervised by adults. When unsupervised, young kids feel like they can say whatever they want, and bullying has turned into death threats, crude insults, or whole Instagram pages talking bad about others. Also, because this bullying occurs on their personal devices, they cannot get away from it, and bullying is now more constant. Another cause for this is that suicide rates are increasing with the rates of bullying among kids. The increased rates of bullying, both online and in person, coincide with increased rates of suicide in young kids. According to BBC News, research from an anti-bullying charity reported that 35% of children said that their confidence was linked to the amount of followers that they have. Additionally, 70% of kids reported being abusive to others online. According to the CDC, suicide was the second leading cause of death among children and adolescents ages 10 to 14. Studies that show increasing rates of bullying and increased suicide rates among the younger generation, and that also show direct links from cyberbullying to children's mental health, indicate that bullying directly coincides with suicide rates. The impact of increased bullying is an increased state of anxiety and depression in younger kids, and as a result, suicide rates are increasing. Now that we have looked at the problem and the cause, let me provide you with a unique solution. A solution to help bullying and try to prevent the mental and physical effects that I have stated. Schools can be more aware and proactive when there is bullying. There are anti-bullying organizations that provide training to staff at schools on how to effectively deal with and confront bullying in schools. These trainings teach schools how to navigate discussions with students, kindergarten to 5th grade, about bullying and speaking up about bullying. Another solution is that we can model the right behavior and open-mindedness to the younger generation and teach them about differences. We can help children embrace their differences in hopes that they will not view differences as a bad thing and not target each other for them. As a society, we should be able to have tough conversations with the younger generation in hopes of increasing their quality of life and making the world a better place. Today I aim to persuade you that the long-term effects of bullying on a person's mental and physical health should be recognized as worse than the effects of child abuse. So, hopefully next time you see someone bullied or notice the indication of bullying, you will feel the urge to support them and speak up on their behalf. Some things we can do on our own time to support those efforts are practicing positive self-talk and talking about others positively around kids. We can also donate to organizations doing work to stop bullying and to teach kids important lessons about reaching out to adults and having a safe place to talk to. If you are interested in supporting anti-bullying efforts or want to learn more about these trainings and more about anti-bullying efforts, some helpful organizations are Not in Our School, which encourages inclusivity and acceptance, and StopBullying.gov, which provides information on legislation against bullying and cyberbullying. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you learned something new and I was able to successfully provide ways to help on this issue.